In our modern world shaped by technology, interconnected markets, and instant communication, the idea of national borders can seem increasingly outdated. We live in a time where a single product might cross multiple continents before it reaches your hands, where video calls can connect people across the globe in real time, and where social media brings together communities that have never met in person. But even as the world becomes more connected, the question remains, will borders disappear in a globalized world? Globalization has already reshaped how we think about distance, geography, and identity. Goods, services, and ideas now move with astonishing speed from one part of the world to another. It is common for companies to have design teams in one country, manufacturing in another, and customers scattered all over the globe. Consumers buy products made thousands of miles away without thinking twice about it, and companies hire employees in different time zones to keep their businesses running. Around the clock, you can order food from your phone, book a hotel in a country you have never visited, and pay for it using a currency that never physically exists. All of this happens across borders almost seamlessly in cities around the world. Cultures are blending. Neighborhoods reflect the global community, with restaurants, shops, and music from every corner of the planet. People speak multiple languages, live abroad, and form relationships that stretch across national lines. In this context, borders might start to feel less important than ever, but we have to ask what borders are really for and why they were created in the first place. Historically, borders were created to define territory, to mark who controls what land, and to separate one community from another. They represented power, authority, and protection. They helped rulers enforce laws, collect taxes, and defend against outsiders. Over time, borders became symbols of identity, pride, and sovereignty. In the modern era, borders help manage immigration, regulate trade, and maintain national security. They define where laws apply and which government is in charge. They control what comes in and what goes out of a country, from people and products to ideas and technologies. Even today, borders are deeply tied to national identity. Many people feel a strong emotional connection to their country, its culture, its language, and its history. Flags, anthems, and passports all reinforce the importance of these lines on the map. So while globalization might make borders feel less relevant in some ways, in others they are as significant as ever. In fact, in recent years we have seen a resurgence in border controls and nationalism. Some countries have tightened immigration policies, built walls, or restricted trade in response to global threats or economic challenges. Political leaders often use border policies to appeal to voters who feel left behind by globalization, arguing that protecting the nation means protecting its borders. Global crises like pandemics have also highlighted the role of borders in protecting public health. During COVID-19, for example, countries around the world closed their borders, restricted travel, and emphasized national self-reliance in ways that had not been seen in decades. So, rather than disappearing, borders are adapting to a changing world. That said, there are many areas where borders are becoming less visible or less meaningful, especially when it comes to technology and finance. Digital technology has created spaces that are not tied to geography. Online communities are based on shared interests, not location. People work remotely across time zones, attend virtual events, and build relationships entirely online. Digital nomads travel the world while staying connected to their jobs back home. Money too flows across borders with ease. Banks, investment platforms, and cryptocurrencies allow people to send and receive funds internationally in seconds. The global economy is increasingly borderless, with companies making decisions based on efficiency, not nationality. In education, people study at foreign universities without leaving their homes. In entertainment, people stream music and movies from other cultures as easily as they consume local content. In news, people access multiple perspectives from different countries instantly. Even in the world of politics and activism, we see growing movements that span countries. Climate change, racial justice, and human rights are causes that bring together people from around the world, united not by borders but by common values. Despite all this, borders still matter when it comes to real-world decisions about who can enter a country, who can work or live there, who gets healthcare, education, or legal protection. Governments use borders to define who belongs and who does not. Some experts believe that in the future we may move toward a world with more functional or flexible borders, where your access is based more on your skills, your contributions, or your connections than simply your birthplace. This could mean a world where people belong to digital nations, work in global teams, and carry more than one identity. Others argue that borders will grow stronger as nations try to protect themselves from global competition, climate migration, or artificial intelligence-driven job changes. In this view, borders may become more important, not less, as countries try to hold onto their power and identity. The reality is that we are likely heading toward a world where Borders do not disappear entirely but change their purpose and meaning. Borders may remain on maps, but their impact on daily life may shift dramatically. In the future, the most important borders might not be between countries, but between connected and disconnected individuals, between those who can access the global economy and those who cannot, between those who benefit from globalization and those left behind.